Well, guy's done it again, I guess. Behind me, 1972 Buick Electra 225 with a 455 big block. She's been out here a few years. Somewhere around 20, maybe more. We'll have a look at the license plate, but you can see it doesn't really exactly have no windshield, so the carpet identifies them as moss now. But I got a pickup bed full of parts, and we're going to see if we can get it running. She's a little, well, she's been here a minute. Someone's already tried getting in the trunk unsuccessfully. She doesn't exactly open. I guess that's the closed factory option. Berkwatski. I don't know. Figure out how to get this hood open. Ugh. She's thick. Well, that still works. We know that. What's up, dude? I forgot your name. There we go. Oh, she's a boat. Well, there she is. Missing an alternator. It's no big deal. Still got the terminals. Distributor, she's a little seized up. Okay, I guess not anymore, but we bought a distributor. Fancy one, I might add. We got all new wires, so we don't got to worry about this caps or nothing. Gonna pay close attention to the firing order, because I have not a single clue. And I haven't even seen the carburetor, because there ain't no wing nut. That's just a rusted mess. Got a brake booster. That's good to see. It's still got its hardware, so that's one less town trip we got to make for bolts. And this model, she was even winterized. I'll be damned. How old's that oil filter? It's a Pennzoil. Got a date on it? No. Okay, so that's just a mystery. How long's Pennzoil been around? Probably more than a year. Well, I'm not one for bad juju or believing in fairies or anything, but that says Ford on it. So we're just going to make sure it runs now. It'll go now. What does that do? I kid you not, while I was looking at a coil wire I threw on the ground looking for this long bolt that goes in there and hooks it up to the head, what do I see right next to this but the bolt that I need? I was kind of worried about that because I didn't know what thread pitch it was, what size it was, how long it needed to be. But the fact that I just found the bolt, that's giving me good luck. I'm thinking so. Hopefully I didn't use up my good luck on an alternator bolt rather than, I don't know, maybe the fact that all the rods are connected. You don't even need them all connected. You just don't. Well, now the alternator's in. I know I have all the hardware for that guy and everything actually hooked up, which is a surprise. I think I'm going to start working on this on my distributor, which I actually have a DUI performance distributor that'll replace this because I didn't want to deal with it, which is actually good that that's all coming out of there, because while I was looking around, I actually found this set of points in there, which shows me that they probably parked it maybe because they were having ignition issues, which we're replacing the entire system, which also involves getting rid of this coil. But first I'm going to start taking all this apart, paying attention to where everything goes in my firing order, and getting this rad hose. Does this thing even have any coolant in it? I didn't bring coolant, because why would you? Get out of there! Well, she's a little dry. We've looked at it and we're gonna say we didn't. Trying to get this rad line off, I figured I did take this off to make it easier. So I finally get to see the carburetor, and we'll just see how many animals have made their homes in there. My guess is 5. Oh, I gotta take that off. That's not the parent cutters can do. Well, that ain't half bad, if I do say so myself. The rat turds were mainly on top. Oh, look at that. The firing order's right there. That's helpful. Well, that just don't seem right at all. Let's see how the accelerator pump works. I'm gonna say 2. 2's a good guess. Well, we got the old distributor out, and she's a little worn out, but not bad, I'd say. It was not sure why it was all bunged up in the summer. This is the new one we're putting in. From Performance Distributor, it's a DUI unit. She's a good-looking piece of equipment, I'd say. But is it the same? Will it work? All to be answered. It's looking like it. We're in business. That's one of the things I was most worried about, is the lack of questions they asked about what engine it's going in. It just asked for a vague year and a 455. I mean, you don't expect all that stuff to be a whole lot different, but you kind of want them to ask a few more questions to make sure it's going to work when this thing took 2-3 months to arrive. I don't know. It took a while. Well, there she is. The distributor's in. I think it's relatively close to where it should be. I'm going to go ahead and set that fastener back in there so I don't lose it but not tighten it. Now is the arduous process of getting power to the battery side, which doesn't just come from the battery. It's got to be ignition from what the paperwork says. And then, which that means following this power coil wire back up to that box and figuring out how to get another lead on there so I can plug into that, and deleting that so I get 12 volts all the time to the HEI or DUI, whatever you want to call it. And then we should be in business for power. Then comes the business of hooking up the right wires in the right places. I've got firing order there, so that shouldn't be too difficult. So we'll go ahead and figure that out. Maybe have a look at the spark plugs. Maybe not. I've got more if I need them. And then just keep going through the process. So this could end up becoming a massive setback if I can't find the key for this thing in here. I set the chances of that being about, let's go ahead and give it another 2. Because I got to be able to test for power and figure out where my voltages are coming from. But that's pretty hard when you can't turn the key, so that's going to end up having to get busted out if I can't find the key. I've looked around this thing a good bit, trying not to dig through all the broken glass and assorted other hazards. I'm not having much luck, but we'll keep going. I'm going to try to peel this windshield up at some point. See, maybe it's under there. Hopefully I don't drop glass in the carburetor. If it happens, it happens. Who knows? Maybe the key's sitting up here on the dash and you can't see it. My hope is that this dash is pretty well protected by all the plastic and glass that's been resting on it for the past 20 years. What's the license plate say this thing was registered in? 04. So that's 17 years then? 17 years. That's a good long while. Nobody knows anything about this car because the original owner parked it down here. Then, nature took his course and he passed away, and then this piece of land was bought by my buddy and he sold me the car. So who knows? Am I missing a windshield wiper arm? That's going to be a nightmare to find. Well, I'll be. The speed alert still works. Who knows if it actually does or just the dial, but we're going to keep this thing there. Well, right now I'm sitting on a big pile of broken glass and assorted other things that I'd prefer not to know about. And I think what it's going to come down to is just taking this steering wheel off and seeing if we can get it out, because I don't have a slide hammer, I don't have a drill, I don't have any of my other forced entry methods, but so we're just going to try to do it the right way. And well, I know you need the key to get it out once the steering wheel's out, but we're going to do that when we get there. We're just going to go for it. the guy figured he was going to need a steering wheel puller, so I went and picked up one of those and some coolant, because checking it, I realized, you know, didn't have a whole lot of the good stuff. And managed to also get himself a nice new ignition for this thing. Napa's just got everything. And I got a buddy that can pick that ignition open, so you won't have to bust it out to get it out. It can actually be turned open to slide the new one out once the steering wheel's off. So let's get to work on that. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this off, and hopefully we'll be able to get that ignition out of there.
Yes.
Got the master of ignitions over here.
Yes.
Heck yeah, boy!
So glad I walked
Sweet.
out.
We like cut out like 5 steps right there.
Yeah.
The new one?
Yeah.
You want the key in? No, it doesn't matter. Easy. They only had one.
Fucking mosquitoes.
I know. Is it upside down?
No, it's supposed to go in this way. Boom.
Bam! Fuck yeah. We got an ignition, boys! What? Hell yeah.
That easy.
Here, if you want to hop out, I'll put the steering wheel back together, and then we can start doing the wiring for the HEI.
I'll go grab the chain to start moving stuff.
Alright, cool.
Very cool.
Alright, boys, that was a lot simpler than I thought it was going to be. Got an ignition in there, and now we just got to get the HEI or the DUI wiring set up, and we're all set to jet with the electrics. Hopefully. Hopefully nothing else catches a bunch of fucking shit. I don't know what all this is, but it was all bent up before. So we're just going to like put that back in the bent position that it was in before. Hopefully it's not like the horn or something. It's probably something important. That's pretty cool. Alrighty, steering wheel's installed. Thinking about the next step's gonna be gonna get the lightning hoses installed. Then of course it'll come time to wire up this bad boy and then do 10 million other steps, but one at a time. She's going.
It's starting time.
Yeah, it's just gonna run.
It's just gonna run.
You just want a little butt?
Yeah.
Oh, I ain't got no juice in here.
Yeah, you do.
Oh,
Bip it. One more time. Hey, oh.
too far?
Yeah. Bip it. Bip it. Bip it. Bip it. Bip it. One more time. I think that's the money.
Expensive ass wires. How much did I spend on these? I just paid $2 in shipping, but I want you to build the cocksuckers yourself. Fuck that.
That's pretty gay.
Got different HEI wires. Got the belt all tuned up. Getting the fucking wires put on. Got that bitch primed. Anybody who says you need to prime your oil system's fucking gay.
Hope you're not putting this on YouTube. Like, you don't allow the word gay.
It's 2021, man. You're allowed to say gay. I have no idea if that is even close to where it needs to be.
It's pretty close.
Okay. All right. First test start. Come on, baby. You ready?
Yep. Okay, hold on.
You getting spark even?
No, what we're getting is a ash of radiator fluid.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I got to put that back on, don't I?
Or what the fuck was that? What is this? What the fuck was spraying everywhere?
Was it from this?
I don't know. But it went everywhere. Oh, it's fuel. We were getting an ass ton of fuel.
Oh, from the fuel pump? Yeah, I forgot about that. There you go. Oh, yeah, you gotta hold that. God, quit eating dog shit or moose shit. Ready?
Hey, floor the accelerator.
Here, hold on. Huh? There it is. Well, we decided to get her pulled up here somewhere we can actually work on it. I think now would be a good time to look under it and see what's going on. Can't still see much, but at least it's got a drive line, so that's nice. That tire is locked up over there. That's probably why it was so hard to pull. Probably has something to do with that too. And that. And the fact that was just dragging. But that's okay. At least now we can walk around it. Did you put any gas in there?
There should be gas in the bowls.
Oh. Alright, here we go, boys.
Still acting like there's no spark.
Well, I'll be. Both of the cab lights actually work. Nice. Only everything else worked as good as that. So it's the next day. Did a little research into why this thing isn't working, and I had a couple options of things to test. I tested the primary, which is supposed to be, I think, like something like 0.4 to 0.15 ohms, and then the secondary, which is supposed to be like 800 to 1600 kilo ohm. I don't know, something in there. Those all tested fine. Then I tested the magnetic pickup, and that just straight up didn't have, not only did it not have resistance, it was just an open circuit. So it must have been bad after they tested it or whatever. Anywho, I emailed them. These guys are going to send me a new magnetic pickup. Then this Shang, it's going to go back into the Buick, and we'll see if it works then. Alright, it's like 5 days later. But Performance Distributor sent me a new magnetic pickup. That was a pain in the ass to install, but that's okay. It's in there now. Should work. Keyword should be. Gonna get my lightning hoses hooked back up and spray some Go Juice in there, and then we might hear some bald eagles.
Because then once it's primed, we can actually do some timing.
Yeah. Bring the thunder.
Wow. Wow, alright.
Keep
Keep hitting it. Keep hitting it.
What's that?
Keep hitting it. I'm going to play with the timing.
Okay. Holy fuck, I can't believe it runs. Alright, got kind of a makeshift fuel system set up. Fucking distributor is all set up. Try to give it a test fire and see if we can keep it running. Hands off. She's running. Oh, here, I kind of tightened that down a little bit. I don't know where my wrench is. Got the battery charging up because it's starting to run dead. I got myself an oil pressure gauge so I can actually monitor what it's doing. My goal is to try to get it hot, and then I'll be able to change the oil a little bit, and hopefully everything will just kind of come around. Well, there she is. Sits there and idles. Makes fucking great oil pressure. He's doing good. Now it's been running for a second. I think I'm gonna pop it into neutral and see if it's even got training fluid. I put a cord in there, but can't really tell how much is in there. So it's neutral. Years. She's got some fucking years. Fuck yeah! Well, Time to shut her down. Woo! She runs great. She fucking idles. The thermostat even opened. I've got this line open right here. I'm starting to see coolant come out, which is fucking great news. It's circulating around the block. Thermostat opens. Nice and warm. That's fucking great news. I'm gonna put a new upper hose on here that's flexible, that'll wrap around my HEI system, and try to find a couple other vacuum leaks, and maybe we'll go ahead and change the oil on her. Working on an oil change. Get the fuck in the air. Oh my god, why is this taking so fucking long? I'm gonna have to do this at least 3 times. Well, after 11 years, 6 months, and 3 weeks, finally got this thing up in the air high enough I get the drain plug out. Doesn't have a magnet on it. Nope, doesn't have a magnet. And the oil's rough. But that's okay, it's making good oil pressure. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this back in once that's done draining. Throw in some premium 5W30 from Napa, synthetic blend, which I never buy. It was on sale, so there's that. Well, oil's all changed on. I think we're gonna leave her there for the day. Thinking next time, might come back through, rally those off, put some wheels on here and tires in town, and maybe see if this thing will actually move under its own power, and thinking flush the fuel tank, see if we can return it to its original fuel system. And hopefully vacuum all this glass out of there so I can get her on the road and see if she'll make some smoke. Tune in next time.